Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm the Collector, and welcome back to my review and build process and just overall experience on building this set of the T-Rex Rampage set 75936. This set has 3,120 pieces and retails for $250, so it's definitely a very large set. So in this video, you will see the review, which I will put on screen at the timestamp. You will see my building process. So if you do want to skip to the review or the building process, there will be timestamps once this is finished. But again, I will be taking a look at the actual set, the minifigures, take a quick glance at some of the instruction manuals, the box, all the fun things that are included in this set. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to give the video a like, and a share would be greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comment section if you have the set, or what you think of the set if you don't have it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and the timestamp will be right here for when the review starts, and the timestamp for when the building process starts will be right here. Building process is like me going through different clips of, the process of building, so the T-Rex, figures, set, or the gates, stuff like that. So those are the timestamps for that, and I'll see you there. So first, we're going to take a look at the instruction manuals. I'm not going to take a quick look at these, maybe like 30 seconds, but there are two instruction manuals. There's bag 1, there's instruction manual 1, which builds the actual T-Rex, and then there's instruction manual 2, which builds the gate. The figures are also built in the second book. Only thing built in book 1 is the T-Rex himself. Everything else is built in book 2. In the first book, you will find a little guide about the set. You will see explain the different minifigures, which I actually just read, and it's really interesting. You get some of the correlations between the set scenes and then scenes from the actual movie. So like when he's eating ice cream, the electrical area, the computer area, the egg area, stuff like that. And then if you go a little further, you see the design process, which I just saw this, and it's actually really cool. You see different early builds or early designs of the T-Rex, which I think are really cool. I mean, look at those. I was actually kind of blown away when I saw this, because there's a gray T-Rex, there's different head moldings. I mean, it looks insanely awesome. There's a design team, the designer himself, the graphic designer, things like that. So it's really, really cool just to take a look through this book. And then you have the different languages, and then once you're done with this, you have the beginning of the build, and then it shows, obviously with most Lego sets, it shows what each bag gets. So the T-Rex is bag 1 through 7, and then starts the building process. There are 218 pages in book 1, which is actually not as much as book 2. So book 2 is the gate, and one weird thing is this one is, long ways like this, so it's, it's normal style. This one, though, is like a actual book. I think it's because of the height of this thing, but it's still kind of interesting. So when you open this up, you get a picture of the set, and then nothing else. Right away you get to building, so it's pretty cool. I like how they put all of the details in the book 1, while book 2 is just for building, so it's pretty cool. And now let's take a look at the box, and then we'll take a look at the figures, the T-Rex, and then the gate. So here's our box. Again, it is set 75936. The set name is the Jurassic Park T-Rex Rampage, and it has a whopping 3,120 pieces, which is a pretty high piece count for most sets. You get the figure list at the bottom, including the T-Rex. You get Ian Malcolm, Ray Arnold, John Hammond, and Ellie Sattler, Alan Grant, and Dennis Nedry, who sadly does die. But they're all the main characters in the movie. And then the box artwork is absolutely gorgeous. So you get Isla Nublar in the back of, this is where the movie takes place. You get the gate, and then you get the T-Rex, which it's a fantastic scenery. The gate really does match all the bushes in the back. It's really just a nice looking box artwork. Lego does a lot of nice box artworks and a lot of bad box artworks. A lot of the common box artworks nowadays are this black background, but with this one, it's the nice island in the background, sort of faded out, and then it has the set in the front. It looks fantastic. It's actually a very big box too. This box is ginormous. It is one of the bigger Lego boxes they would have in the stores, compared to like the modulars, things like that. So it is definitely a very, very big box with a very high piece count. But the reason it's also so big is because you do get this white box in the set. This white box has a lot of the bags in it, and the instruction manuals to keep them safe. This is common in a lot of bigger Lego sets. A lot of bigger Lego sets are divided by boxes, so it's pretty common to see in sets fairly larger. And taking a look at the back of the box artwork, we get a lot of the features within. We get a lot of the features You get a lot of the features within the set, including a lot of famous scenes. So you basically just get the back of the set. You see how the doors open, see a lot of the scenes in there, how the gate works, stuff like that. And you get the T-Rex, obviously, more background things. And that is really it for what you see in the back of the box. Not too insane in the back of the box. The front of the box is definitely a little more interesting, but it is a nice little addition to explain some of the scenes. Maybe if you're not as big of a Jurassic Park fan as you would understand the scenes or not. So first we're going to take a look at these 6 figures, and then take a quick glance at the stand and the UCS plaque you get in the back. So our first figure here is Dr. Ian Malcolm. This figure is mostly all black, having black pants, a black shirt, and black hair. His leg printing is all black except for one spot on his right leg, which I'm not sure what's going on there. It looks like he has like a bandage on, I'm not sure though. And we move up to his torso, he has a black button-down t-shirt. He has a pretty content, sort of resting angry face as his first face. And then his second face is a more scared face. Our next figure here is Ray Arnold. Ray Arnold's figure does look very nice. It has very good printing. And one of the things I like most about this figure is how smoothly the sort of lab coat goes from his torso to his legs. Now moving to his torso, he does have the Jurassic Park logo, as a couple other characters in this lineup do. And he has a very nice white lab coat with a white button-up t-shirt and then a gray and white speckled. He has his first face printing, which is just some glasses, and then his second face printing is a scared face, just like Ian Malcolm. This is definitely one of the best figures in the set. Next up is the man himself, the creator of the park itself, John Hammond. So looking at the printing of this figure, he has all white legs, no printing on his legs at all. His torso is very distinctly printed. It has a clear button-up shirt on there and 2 collars. He also has 2 dual molded arms, which are supposed to represent a short sleeve shirt. So the top half of his arm is white and the bottom half is tan. This figure just has one face printing, which is just a content face. Our next figure is Alan Grant, who is a paleontologist, and this figure has light tan pants with no printing at all, a blue button-down shirt with a red handkerchief, and then also some various different little printing details everywhere, including 2 little pockets and some wrinkles in the shirt. Also only one face printing because we do have the hats on, and 2 face printings would not really work well. Turns out I actually forgot to review this figure in the footage, so it's a pretty nice figure. I can't really give a look at it. It has a lot of different colors, a nice pink shirt, a blue shirt underneath. She has 2 facial printings, which you can see on screen right here. And it is a highly colored figure, has a lot of different colors going on, has brown boots, tan pants, a lot of different colors going on. It's a pretty nice figure, printing terms. I'm not really that familiar with the character, but it is a nice figure to include in the set. And next to Ray Arnold over here has a lot of different printing on the figure. Last but not least, we have Dennis Nedry, who has some very nice printing and probably some of the best torso printing in the entire set in terms of figures. He has 2 gray shirts. He has a gray jacket and then a gray button-up shirt, and then of course, the classic yellow Jurassic Park raincoat with also, like I said before, the Jurassic Park logo on the right, and then his little ID card in the front. If you move the jacket to the back, I think it's really cool. You get a nice giant Jurassic Park logo on the back, as well as the hood that comes with the raincoat. I really like this detail on the back. I think it looks fantastic, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. The Jurassic Park logo on there does have tons of detail as well. These figures really are very high quality figures and are easily display figures, not meant to be played around with. And then if you take the hair off and look at the back of the figure, he has this ink stuff that was shot on him by the dinosaur that eventually ended up killing him. So here's one of the last things you build in the entire set, the minifigure display stand. You have 6 slots for the figures to sit, and then behind the figures you have the UCS plaque. Now this is not an actual UCS set, but for most larger LEGO sets like this, they do these plaques that give information about the actual build. I do like the addition of the real-world T-Rex sizes on the back. This is a pretty nice plaque. This is actually my first ever, UCS plaque, I guess you can call it. It looks pretty nice. It is connected by a little, bending plate, but it is a nice stand in general. I love the look of it, and when I put this thing on display at the end of the video, I think it's going to look quite awesome. Here we have the first build of the entire set, Book 1, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Honestly, I would consider the main part of the build. You get a lot of cool functions in this set, like really good posable legs, a nice head, really posable tail, arms, feet. A lot of cool detailing went into this build, so we're going to take a quick look at this build and show you guys some of the pros and cons, some of the cool features, and some of the cool techniques that are used in this Tyrannosaurus Rex build. So I guess starting from head to tail, first up we have the head. So you can put it in the closed position, the slightly open position, which I don't think looks very good, honestly, and then the open position like you see on the box, which is the most reasonable position. You also have a tongue that you can pull down from the top and either aim it at the bottom of the Tyrannosaurus Rex or like the middle. Now you do have two eyes that are printed pieces. You have this like light and dark brown top going all the way down through the tail, and then the bottom half of the T-Rex, like the belly side and the sides, are like this tan color, and then you do have obviously the gray underneath it, and then you have the gray feet also. So definitely some different color variation in this build, but it does all mold together very, very nicely. Now, one thing holding the body back from doing a lot of different posability with the legs is the tail. Especially if you have the tail straight out. The tail gets very long when it's straight out and can affect the way it can move down. You can see past here, it can't really go down very far. So that's where the tail comes in, where you can actually move the tail a certain direction, and that can increase its posability by, 30, maybe even 40 degrees, because you can put it now at an angle almost like that, where it's a lot more, you can have the T-Rex looking up in the air. There's a lot more wiggle room with the tail. So the tail is a very large part of the build and can get in the way occasionally. It is sometimes hard to pose it or reset it with the tail in the way, so you're going to have to definitely look out for this guy because it gets in the way a lot. It is a very long tail. It's longer than the head and the body combined. So now the body itself does not actually rotate. It's the legs that allow it to rotate. I'm pretty sure that's a given. But now the thing with the legs is you can actually get a lot of posability to the legs too. You can easily spread them apart. You can move the angles. The ankles can actually move. So if you want to have them walking position, that's doable. They are held down by like two giant pins in the center. And so they are able to move in quite a few different angles. You guys can't see it that well, but you can see like the leg can spread apart like that, and it can go even inverted like that. So there's a lot of also wiggle room with the legs. Basically what I'm trying to say is that this T-Rex has a lot of different posability. It is a pretty heavy build. I think it's around 20 pounds, they said. So it's definitely a very heavy build. The box itself is like 30 pounds probably. And one thing I forgot to mention are the arms. The T-Rex does have little arms. I feel like they're a little too long. They do kind of get in the way sometimes. But you can see they're just, made up of two segments. You have the two nails, you have the, hand, and then you have the arm. Same with the other side, same identical build, just, you can get a little bit of, posability out of them. They don't, honestly, most of the time you just forget they're there. They really just are there when you end up looking at them, so it's kind of interesting. Here we have the Jurassic Park gate itself. I'm not even sure where to start on this build. This build is absolutely covered with features, cool techniques, cool things to go over, moving parts, scenes, everything. There's something to go over everywhere. So I guess we'll start at the basic front of the build. So obviously you can see you have the two towers, and then you have the arch that says Jurassic Park, which actually are stickers. So if you're going to buy the set, be careful of the stickers, because if you mess them up, you're kind of screwed. You get the two giant doors, you get some nice plant-like greebling on the two sides, and then you get a nice dirt track with the entrance of the gate where the car rides. Now, I will add that the doors do have a movable function, so if you go to the back of the Jurassic Park gate, you have this little wheel spinning here that leads to two sides that connects down to the doors, and that is where you would twist this little contraption right here. You would twist it, and the doors will open. You can control it at whatever speed you want. They do open one direction, so if you're looking to open it like this way, it's not going to work. These two things stop it, but it definitely does go backwards, which is movie accurate, so you can just sort of open them like that, and then you can close them at your will. I will say the doors do look pretty awesome. I like the sort of X mark they have in them, or the cross that goes in between each one. I like the shape in the geometry between the two doors, and how well they just fit in with the build. It's a very clear distinction between the door and the tower, which I really like, and it really does look awesome. So good job on LEGO to that. Now, moving on to the ground, you do have the same thing 28 times almost, where it's just these dirt tracks that go through. They are always supposed to represent tire tracks. It isn't exactly to scale because the car does not fit in there, so there's a little bit of scaling issue with the gate, but that's sort of a given because if the gate was to scale, it would be a lot bigger than what you see on screen. In the fronts, you do have these four little fire things, two on the top, two in the top middle, two in the middle, and then two at the bottom next to the plants, which that's a major fire hazard, is it not? You know, it could literally burn the entire building down. I don't know what they were thinking there. And then you have some really awesome, you know, plant greebling over here. They use a lot of cool pieces, I will say. They use a couple giant plant pieces throughout the build. They use a lot of little small plants. You do have a lot of different tile mixtures in here. So these angled pieces and then tiles, which is a nice mixture. It does give it more of a realistic look and sort of cleans up the entire stud look. Now, they don't do that to the top half of the build. I don't know why. But for this, at least midsection, they do have a lot of different switchings between tiles and angle pieces to really give it a more complex look. Now, if we turn this build around, we are greeted to, I think, about 8 different rooms from the movies. So you have various rooms as the computer room, the toilet, the mud scene, the egg hatchery, the diner, things like that. So we have a lot of different rooms to cover back here. Now, I guess we'll start from the top to the bottom. This is where the function is for the doors. And then you have this 2 plants up here. I'm not really sure why. This is just a little dinosaur egg nest here. Looks more like a bird's nest, like a pterodactyl nest. You have 2 pieces of a broken egg, and then the little nest, which looks pretty interesting. Just a little thing to add to the top of the build where the gear is. This is from when, this is his death scene, basically, where that little aerosol can is filled with data about the park, and he ends up dropping it. He walks down there. He gets eaten by a dinosaur. That's where that second face printing comes into play. He gets hit in the face with this ink stuff and then eaten alive. So that's pretty interesting. And now the room below that is where we see John Hammond himself eating the Jello. So you can put this figure right in a seat, and he would be sitting there eating the food. Now, according to the box or the instructions, this is actually a mix of 2 scenes. So this is a mix of the scene where he's eating the Jello, and then a mix of the scenes where the kids in the room are eating food, and then he get attacked by the Velociraptor. So it is a mixture of 2 scenes, which I think is interesting. But this is ideally where he'd be sitting eating his food. The scene below that, I'm not really sure what this is. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure what this depicts. It looks, I can't really tell what it is. It looks like some sort of like storage room almost. So it has a ladder, some boxes and things in the back. So it basically looks like a storage room almost. It just has, you know, different boxes in the background, a little bed, a ladder, things like that. And this is where you put this character, because this is the scene where she gets the flashlight. So again, you put this character in this scene if you were to put all your characters into a scene. So a nice little room in addition. Again, I don't know what scene this is from, but it looks like a little storage room, and it's a pretty nice addition to the build. And then we have one of the most memorable scenes, at least for me, from the movie. I guess one of the most traumatizing, because I was a kid when I watched the movie, is where the guy gets eaten off the toilet. So the T-Rex is making his way downtown. He finds a guy in the toilet, basically just eats the entire toilet. So our next scene is the computer room. I already put the figure in there. This is depicting when the character here, Ray Arnold, tries to basically restart the system's security so the dinosaurs don't get out, but obviously it's too late because our T-Rex does go on the Rampage, hence the set name, T-Rex Rampage. You do get some cool computer builds in there. I think they are stickers, but they are still pretty cool. They use a lot of jumper plates in this little area, but it is a very, very nice scene to have in the build. One thing to also note is this entire floor is made up of tiles, which I like. They use a lot of tiles to make this floor. Kind of a random thing to talk about, but I really like how they do that. Put the detail that, you know, they just go the extra mile to add detail to the set and put all these tiles in there. Definitely thank you for that, Lego. It really does add to the scene. And the final room, which is probably one of my favorite rooms in the set, is the weapons/control room. So as you can see here, we have the screen that shows all the status, the health status of the people, or at least the troopers or army people out in the wild trying to find the T-Rex. Now you can see 5 of them are alive and 3 of them are dead, hence why they're red. You guys can't really see it that well, but these 5 are green, these 5 are red, showing that 3 of them are dead, 5 of them are alive. So a pretty cool addition, I think. It's, you know, again, they're going the extra mile to add detail into the set. I really appreciate it. You have a little buttons contraption over here with a switch, so you can move the switch up and down. And then you have the arm, and that is really all I have to say for this gate. How many bags there are? Holy crap. I mean, I found bag 1, well, part of bag 1, but like, there's literally like 30 bags here. This is insane. Look at that. So I'm actually on bag 2 right now. I'm just about to finish bag 2. And I already have the torso and part of the neck and the arms done. This thing is actually huge. It looks a lot smaller on camera, but it's actually pretty big and kind of heavy. So I did unbox already. Obviously, there are 2 instruction booklets. The first one's for the T-Rex. The second one is for the actual, Jurassic Park sign build. And there are a lot of bags. So I have my remaining 2 bag 3s here. There are so many bags. I mean, look at the size of this box and look how many bags there are. There are 15 bags, I think. So I think they're about 27 like actual literal bags in total. There are 15 numbered bags. Because there's multiple of each bags. Obviously, there's like 2 bag 3s, there's 2 bag 1s, and so on and so forth. So I haven't built any figures yet. Okay, so a little bit of an update. I've actually finished building the Tyrannosaurus Rex. This thing is ginormous. I mean, it's huge. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, honestly. And I'm working on the gate right now. This gate is also a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Huge. Again, much bigger than I thought it was ever going to be. I still have 10 plus bags left. I have a bag 11 right here. I'm actually about to start a stream soon. Get that set up and go live. Probably build bag 11 and then, finish the build. Maybe today, I don't know. We'll see what I have to do. But, yeah, it's a really fun build. Really amazing build. I've already built 2 of the figures, which are under all these bags. We have this guy and then this figure right here. All right, so I just finished the top left panel. That one you see on the screen right there. So there it is. And now I have to place it onto this section right here. So basically, you just line it up where it goes, click it on, and it is on. Well, it should be. Well, there it is. So, again, this is a pretty big build so far. I mean, compared to like the T-Rex, this is turning to be pretty big. There's still a good bit still left on the top. So it should be done soon. But I just want to show you guys putting on the last or one of the last panels until I get the small ones up there. But yeah, here are the final 3 bags, 3 bag 15s, and look at that, amazing. I'll update you guys when it's finished. It is complete. Got the stand, got the T-Rex, got the gate. You can open the gate. Next clip will probably be me doing a full analysis review. And then probably the next video will probably be me doing a review on the set. So, yeah. So here we have the set in all of its glory. The T-Rex, the minifigures, and the Jurassic Park gate. A fantastic set, one could say. I probably overuse this, but this is one of my favorite LEGO sets in my collection. I say that a lot, I know. But really, this is a fantastic set. I've wanted this set for quite some time. So I do thank you all for watching my review if you made it this far. This has been like a 25-minute video, I know. But I really do thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like the video if you guys did enjoy. And share the video if you'd like. Subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.